Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we've got a little more Kill Team excitement. So the Kill Team Annual 2022, the Elucidian Starstriders and Gellerpox Infected return. So two of my favorite model kits from the previous edition of Kill Team are coming back. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for daily videos, reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion, tutorials, magnetization, pretty much anything to do with Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, warcry, and some horse heresy as well. Let's jump right in. Kill Team Into the Dark is almost here, and there's plenty more to come out for the game alongside the big box, including the return of some fan favorite teams in the Kill Team Annual 2022. Alright, so we see the Kill Team Annual 2022. Essentially, I mean, we see right here on the cover, obviously, it's like the 4 bespoke Kill Teams from White Dwarf, and then the Gellerpox and the Elucidian Starstriders. So it looks like 6 teams in here, but we'll keep scrolling down here and take a look. This 152-page tome is the essential companion for Kill Team, collecting rules and backgrounds previously published in the White Dwarf magazine and adding brand new missions and operatives. Chief among these are the Elucidian Starstriders and the Gellerpox Infected, 2 factions from the Kill Team of yore, both of which receive full, up-to-date rules and return to the shelves as standalone sets. So, not a surprise. I was thinking it was just a matter of time before these came back. I'm glad they did. The models are absolutely phenomenal. I love both these teams. They're super cool models. The interesting thing is when these Kill Teams came out in the previous edition, they had the characters. Each one had a character with it, and it was like Kill Team HQs. So like if you played regular Kill Team, you didn't get to use one of your models because it was like a special character basically. And then if you played Kill Team with the HQs, you got to use everything. So now they've kind of like rolled the HQs in, like we see a bunch of like various characters and stuff in the various Kill Teams. So I think you'll get to use essentially the whole Kill Team, or at least have options to. But I doubt the Elucidian Starstriders was, I think, 10 models. I'm pretty sure. And then the Gellerpox was like, man, it was almost 20 models. So you're probably not going to be getting to use the Gellerpox, obviously. I think the max in Kill Team is 14. So you'll be able to probably just make your Kill Team out of those models and, like, you know, fit in your 14 based on like the fire team. So very cool. Definitely glad those are coming back. We can assume that they will be probably either $60 or $65 per Kill Team, just because that's the prices we've seen for the existing Kill Teams. So a couple of them are $65. Those are the ones mostly with like the regular kit and then an upgrade sprue inside, and then most of the like new bespoke Kill Teams or new models or whatever are like around 60. So somewhere around 60 to $65 per side for them is what I'm expecting. The Elucidian Starstriders are the original shipborne Kill Team. So yeah, when I saw the new, I can't think of the name now, the Navy, the Imperial Navy, is that the right name? Well, the new team from Into the Dark, I definitely thought that was like the new version of the Elucidian Starstriders, so I'm glad they're bringing it back. I like to have both options, but I do really like the new models, but I love these, and I already have them all painted up, so that's nice. So battling the dangers of the void long before those whippersnappers from the Imperial Navy showed up. Their rogue trader boss and her courtier of aides grant the voidsman crew access to advanced technology and powerful support abilities, including covering fire from the ship itself. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Covering fire from the ship itself? That's pretty cool. So the Voidsman, this is of the Voidsman with rotor cannon. So he's like the special Voidsman with like the heavy weapon gun basically. So just for a basic stats on these guys, they're pretty weak. So 3 circle, which is 6 inches, 2 APL, group activation is 1. The regular guys, like without the rotor cannon, just the regular Voidsmen, are probably going to have GA2, I would imagine. The basic guys. Defense size 3, save 5 up, wounds 7. So, yeah, they're not strong or durable. And then as far as weapons, he has a las gun. I wonder if this is just a generic card for like Voidsman and the Voidsman with rotor cannon, and you can just take one rotor cannon. I don't know. It seems strange how this is laid out because it doesn't really fit into the regular Kill Team setup. But I would think this would be like Voidsman, like heavy, and then there would be like a regular Voidsman card, but I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But model-wise, you only get 1 rotor cannon. So for the las gun, it's 4 shots, hitting on 4s, 2, 3 on a crit. Rotor cannon, 6 shots, hitting on 4s, 3, 4, It's got fusillade and heavy. So heavy is obviously like limits your ability to move. They probably are going to have some kind of equipment that, you know, helps with that. Fusillade just lets you like pour some shots into a guy standing next to him. Now hitting on 4s, depending what you're going up against, you're probably not going to be like instant killing like one guy, let alone 2. You know, on average, if you shoot 6 times, you're going to hit 3 of those. And on average, depending where you're shooting at, somebody with a 5-up save, not in cover, is going to save at least 1. So they're going to take 2 of those. So you're probably going to do somewhere around like 6 to 8 damage, which kill like a basic weak guy. Now, if you're shooting at like a space marine or something like that in cover, you know, they're probably going to save, you know, 1 free for the cover, and then they're going to have 2 more to roll on 3 up. So they're probably going to save 2 or 3 of those. So again, if you hit average of 3 times and they save 2 of them, you're probably going to do like 3 damage or something like that. So not very strong. If you was hitting on 3 ups, it would be something different. And they may have like some kind of buffs between them to improve this or something like that. So, you know, we're only seeing 1 data sheet. But, you know, from this single tiny little look, doesn't look amazing. But they were never particularly competitive to begin with. And then gun butt for combat, they get 3 attacks, 4 up, 2-3 damage. So it's okay. It's what I would expect from them, though. They're basically like fancy guardsmen. Their adversaries are the Gellerpox Infected, spawned from the techno-organic plague that seeps from the corrupted warp drives. These followers of Nurgle can overwhelm enemies with incredibly tough nightmare hulks, shambling Gellerpox mutants, and a swarm of gribbly minions. So move is 2 circle, so 4, so they're obviously super, super slow. APL 2, GA 2 for the mutant, and then defense 3, save 5 up, wounds 7. I want to say the mutants are, there's like 3 mutants in the box set, and again, you'll have to pick what you get because there's just so many guys, but there's like all kinds of like little flies and like mites and stuff. So some of the models are going to have good move. There's like the flies have like good move and fly, obviously. So but they're like super weak. So there'll be like some speed in the team, but overall, I would expect the majority of the team to be pretty slow, as they are like that Nurgle team. And then the GA2, I'm sure that will be like, you know, useful between various ones. So you could move like a mutant and a fly together. So overall, seems what you would expect. Again, not very durable, but frag grenade. I guess maybe the mutants all have frag grenades, or that is definitely interesting. Attacks 4, 3s to hit, 2-3 damage, range 6, blast circle, indirect limited. So heavy axe, their melee weapon, 3 attacks, 4 up, 4-5 damage, brutal. So that hits decent, but only 3 attacks, so not amazing. And then improvised weapon, and it hits on 4s, so they're really not very good in combat. It is strange that it hits better with a grenade than with an axe, and they're clearly meant for fighting, not throwing grenades. That is sort of interesting. Improvised weapon and mutated. You know what? I think everybody hits with 3s on grenades, though, now that I think about it. Improvised weapon and mutated limb. So 4 attacks with that, hitting on 4s with 2-3 relentless. So the axe hits a little harder for sure, but hits less often with only 3 attacks. And then the relentless with 4 attacks is going to be much more consistent, but do less damage. And then revoltingly resilient. That's like basically the new name for disgustingly resilient. It was in the previous edition a 5 up like shrug. So they have a 5 up save and then a 5 up like shrug off damage. It's probably going to be something similar to that. And then Techno Curse, page 68. So we don't know what that does, obviously, not yet. They had like some weird cool rules in the previous edition and like special rules for like the different data sheets, but you know, it's all just speculation at this point. And then Gellerpox Mask. Each time the operative fights in combat or a shooting attack is made against it, in the resolve successful hits step of that combat or shooting attack, each time an attack dice would inflict critical damage on this operative, you can choose for that attack dice to inflict normal damage instead. So 99% of the time, you're probably going to choose for it to inflict normal damage. But if somebody crits you and they would kill you because you have 7 wounds, you're like, oh, actually, no, you're not going to crit me, and I'll still be alive, so I can at least hit back one time before you get smoked, or maybe even stay alive. So, pretty cool. Well, what I would expect. I don't expect them to be like super durable or anything. The big mutants, like the big boys, they're going to be like a lot tougher, and then like the flies and the mites and all those will probably be a lot weaker. And it is nice because if you have I can't remember. I want to say it was like 16 models or something like that, or 17. If you have like 16 or 17 or whatever models to choose from, you'll probably have a couple guys that you don't take out of your kill team, so you'll be able to kind of like sideboard it a little bit. The 2 kill teams from the recent Morok box, the Full Boss Strike Team and Blooded, are also on the way for a standalone release alongside the terrain and the rulebook from the set. So previously, we know that GW sells the books for, what is it, $45 I think USD. The kill teams are all between, like I said, 60 and 65. I would expect the Full Boss team to be 65 because just a regular incursor infiltrator 10-man squad is 60, and that's exactly what they did with the Legionaries, the Chaos guys. It was the same normal squad you would get, and then plus an upgrade sprue, and it was $5 more. So I would expect them to be 65. For the Trader Guard, I would think it's going to be 65, but it may come in at 60, as we saw some of the other kill teams come in at 60. But that's a nice set overall. And then, and the terrain as well. I'm not sure how they're going to do the terrain, because I want to say it's like 60. What is it, 60 and 80 for the terrain pieces? So it's 60 for like the satellite dish and like the command center thing or whatever, for those 2 pieces together. And then it's, what is it, 60 for the main landing pad and then 80 for the bunker with the fences. So the stuff that comes in the set is basically $200 worth of like retail terrain. And previously, when they have released those sets separately, they released like half the terrain for, what was it, 112 each? Oh wait, that was for warcry. So are they going to do that for, man, I want to say they released the terrain for 112 for Chalnath and also for Nakmoon. Man, I can't remember. I'll have to look into that, double check. I can't remember. I'm confusing it with the warcry box sets where they cut the terrain in half and then sold it for 112 each. Yeah, I'll have to double check that. Space Marine chapters who need a quieter approach will, from the Full Boss Strike teams from among their infiltrators, will form Full Boss Strike teams from among their infiltrators, incursors, and reaver squads. By contrast, the Blooded are an uncommonly disciplined warband of Trader Guard, joined by a mutant Ogryn and overseen by the Enforcer, a vicious tyrant clad in garb of a fallen commissar. Interesting. So Infiltrator Veteran. I can't remember the exact stats for an infiltrator, so I'm not sure. I think all this is the same. The custom, that's like a special ability where you get to choose something. This all looks the same. So I'm guessing there's going to be some changes to these teams as far as like the facts and erratas, but I don't really see anything on the actual data card. And again, for the Trader Enforcer, I mean, this set just came out, so I can't imagine there's like big changes, probably more like corrections. But all this seems standard as well. I would have to compare like the book right up next to it to see like if everything's exactly the same. Kill Team Annual 2022 also brings back 4 teams from White Dwarf: the Hunter Clad, Warpcoven, Wormblade, and Void Dancers. Each places forces from Warhammer 40,000 and Kill Team in exciting new ways, including special operatives not previously available to other factions. But those were all in the White Dwarf, so it sounds like these are just the bespoke White Dwarf rules all put into a single book here. The Hunter Clad is a specialist Adeptus Mechanicus formation of Skitarii and Sicarians assembled to secure valuable knowledge for their tech priest masters. They're given more independence than most of the machine cult's cybernetic soldiers, as well as surveillance equipment to relentlessly track and find their targets. So again, I would have to compare them like literally next to each other to notice any differences. The Sorcerers of the Thousand Suns often gather together in a warp coven when their esoteric plans need more focused touch. Their sheer psychic might is a powerful weapon, raining warp fire while reality twists around the Rubric, Automata, and Zangor Thralls. So here we see the Sorcerer. The Wormblade Kill Team collects the elite agents of Genestealer Cult Inspire Uprising, dealing death with the Gunslinging Calormorph, Lightning Fast Locust, and Sneaky Sanctus, flanked by an entourage of late-generation neophyte hybrids. So here we see the Calormorph. Again, at a glance, this looks normal, but again, I would have to really compare them next to each other. Next, the enigmatic Harlequin Void Dancer troops turn every mission into a performance, weaving their Sedath battle plans into deadly stories. Every operative has a role to play, including the Grinning Death Jester and Shadowseer Illusionist, and directing the team to perform. Perfection unlocks powerful abilities to help close the curtain. So we know there's been a bunch of changes to them, like kind of nerfs. So I would expect those to roll over into this book. But it was more to do with like the slittaz and stuff like that than like individual data sheets. 3 new mission packs add a variety of unique scenarios, including multiplayer critical operations, desperate last stand shadow operations, and tense centuries games. There are 15 missions in all, and some hobby ideas and miniature galleries to give you inspiration for characterful new kill zones. So some of those missions are going to be more for like narrative play, and others are competitive, as we've seen in all of the previous books. So it sounds like this is basically a new version of the compendium, but rather than just like the basic teams, it's all the bespoke teams, with the 2 new teams, the Gellerpox and Starstriders, or 2 returning teams. And then also they're putting some missions and stuff in here the same way they've done for the individual books from the box sets. So it sort of gathers up all the White Dwarf articles, has 2 new kill teams, and then some more missions in there as well. The next season of Kill Team begins soon, so keep an eye on the Warhammer community. So yeah, I mean, at this point in time, we're very close to being done with the compendium. It's still kind of relevant, but at this point in time, it's like go ahead and just release the compendium rules for free to everybody. Because nobody's going to buy it at this point in time. It's still barely relevant, but it is still relevant because I think there's some teams that still haven't gotten a bespoke team yet. Tyranids don't have a bespoke team. We obviously know the 2 new teams are the Krut, so that'll be Krut's bespoke team, and then obviously the new Imperial team. So yeah, it's like Tyranids, demons. Off the top of my head, I can't even think what else it is. But, you know, I guess Guard has the veteran Guard. Like the Krieg. Yeah, I have to look through actually and pay attention to who hasn't gotten one yet. But we've gotten almost all of them. I would assume that we'll see Votann or Squats at some point in time this edition. And then we'll see a bespoke Tyranid team. I mean, it has to because we're like on a Space Hulk. It's got to be a Tyranid bespoke team. I mean, come on. And then after that, you know, we don't have like a bespoke Custodes team. Like there's definitely a few other ones as well. So hopefully we will see everybody get their bespoke. And then the compendium will be completely out of date and gone. But at this point in time, there's no reason to buy it. I really think GW should just give it away for free. If not, you know, obviously, Wahapedia. You know, obviously you can find everything you need right there. So pretty cool. Very excited to see. I like that they're compiling all these into a single book. That is cool. Unfortunately, I am one of the suckers that paid $11 per White Dwarf to get these. So I'm already $44 deep into these rules, and I don't even have the book. But I do love the Gellerpox Infected models and also the Voidsman or the Elucidian Starstriders. So the models are amazing. They're very cool. So are they going to be like super hyper competitive? Overall, I think Kill Team's been pretty balanced. So I think they will be actually. Oh, and like Dark Eldar. Yeah, there's a bunch of bespoke teams we haven't gotten yet. Well, it's weird. I don't know. Because like Eldar and Dark Eldar sort of got like the Void Scarred and the Void Dancers. But the Harlequins are kind of different. And the Void Scarred are somewhere in between the Dark Eldar. So we'll have to see. You can speculate on some of that stuff. But I'm really not sure exactly what we'll see. We know the ones that definitely don't have a bespoke team will probably get one. And then obviously we'll get some new ones as well. But I'm not sure exactly as far as like Eldari and Drukhari, if they kind of already count or if they'll get something new, etc. But definitely looking forward to the new season. It is definitely a little bit overwhelming knowing that we're probably about to get a $230 starter box. And then there's going to be 2 new kill teams, the Gellerpox and the Elucidian Starstriders for sale for probably around $60 or $65 a piece. And then a new book as well. So right off the bat, we're probably looking at $120 for the 2 teams, $230 for the box set. So that's $350. And then another like probably $50 for the book. So right off the bat, it looks like there's going to be a dump of like $400 at the beginning of the season. And then we know there's going to be like 3 more box sets throughout the season. So that's another, let's just say roughly $200 a box set as well. So that puts us at $600. So $1,000 for Kill Team. $1,000 to play Kill Team. If you want to buy all of the relevant stuff for this season. Now, that doesn't even include all the stuff that's out this edition, but from quote unquote last season. So there's definitely some. It's getting expensive to play these skirmish games. Let's put it that way. But I do love Kill Team, and I am very glad to see these coming. And the truth is, it just may come down to the point where people just can't get everything they want. They have to be a little more selective about which books and which teams they buy. But we are seriously seeing some big expansion of the skirmish games as far as available purchases. So that's it for today. Let me know what you think down below. What are you most excited for? Are you glad that they're compiling all these rules together? Are you glad that the compendium is almost done with? Are you super excited to play on a Space Hulk? I'm super excited for all of the Space Hulk, the compendium to be gone, the Gellerpox and Elucidian Starstriders come back. I'm pumped for this season of Kill Team. I just hope GW doesn't shoot itself in the foot like it always does. So let's just assume, let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to make some good decisions. And, when they don't, we'll just call them out at the time. But we'll assume for now that they will make good decisions. But that's it for today. Make sure to leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Do appreciate every single one of you guys. Love how fast the community is growing and all the positivity. Obviously, if you do enjoy these daily reactions, reviews, and news videos, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials, make sure to like and subscribe for daily content on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy as well. I am, of course, Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here. Oh, and keep your eyes peeled later today for another commission reveal. Some super cool Adeptus Sororitas. All right, that's it for today.